Yay.
Okay. Hi,
Okay.
Jade.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to,
What is it called?
I think for me today, it's just called low tolerance.
Yes, the high vibes have flown. We had high vibes last week. And if you're wondering why I'm speaking into my phone, it's because it's my microphone for today, y'all. We always have a new and exciting technical problem to navigate, but I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us, and I'm proud of us for not killing each other in the process of learning.
We did a really good job today.
Yes, we did. No, really, truly. Like if it wasn't 11 a.m., I'd be drinking.
Yes. I will be drinking later.
Yes. It's just like so hard, you guys. Like we think we get it all set up and we have like all these angles and then like we have all this lighting and we have the mics and we've bought all this stuff and then like something goes to shit
Every time.
every time. And like it's funny later. It's just not funny now.
It's kind of funny now.
It's funny now because now I can talk about it and we can get it out and like in real time on the pod is cute.
Yeah. And thank y'all for bearing with us. And if you've been following along since the very beginning, you know that every episode is a little bit different. And this is why, but we'll get there. And we're excited to treat you all to an episode that's like perfectly produced.
Yeah. I can't wait for you guys to have audio that's like
crispy.
Good. So, what are the things that are like the most high vibe for you so we can turn it around before we get into the episode? Like, what was the most high vibes things that happened to you this week since Pride? Because I haven't seen you since Pride.
That's true. I feel like the week has just flown by. I will say there have been really good waves. And
I've heard.
Yes.
I've been hearing about the good waves.
Yes. And so I'm pretty stoked on that. And it's just been good vibes in the water.
Slay.
And it's just such a good way to start the day.
Yes, that's what I've heard. I think that I would agree with you if I wasn't afraid of the ocean.
What about you? What has been high vibes for you this week?
I think I kind of had a hard week. There was like some personal stuff, like family stuff going on, but I was able to actually like really help a family member. And I'm really grateful that I got to do that. It was kind of heavy, but overall, a very fulfilling experience. So without getting into too much of that, but I feel positive about my role in that. So I'm really grateful for that.
I am really grateful that you are so uniquely and perfectly situated to be helpful in that situation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe at a different time I can speak a little bit more on that, but right now it's just more of a fresh situation. But yeah, anytime that I can be helpful in my family, it's like there's a lot there.
Can I talk about something I have low tolerance for that's not our tech?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Maybe this is just like, I also have more low tolerance, I think, than high vibes. Yeah. And so, like, just share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Men are not okay.
I know. But I want to know why this is fresh on your mind because there's always something new.
I was going to say, there's always something new, you guys. Okay, so I was surfing this week. A guy comes up to me in the parking lot after I surfed the other day. And
a guy you know?
No, a stranger, but like friendly.
Okay.
I didn't get a weird vibe.
Okay.
So he comes up to me, young guy, and he asked to borrow my phone because he's locked his keys in his car. And so I said, okay. And again, it's a closed parking lot. I didn't feel like it was a dangerous thing to do.
Okay.
So I said, yeah, of course. And he goes, yeah, I need to call AAA. And I say, okay, here you go. And I look at my car for my AAA card just so he has the number. And he said, well, what if I don't have AAA? And so I told him, I think they still come. You just have to pay them, which I think is true. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
You guys can tell me if that's true. I'm not going to look it up.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I'm already laughing because he asks you, what if I don't have AAA?
A grown man with a surfboard and a car and car keys, ostensibly. So I was like, I don't know. And at this point, I'm like, whatever. Not everybody's had to use AAA before. It's fine.
Yeah.
So then I said, well, actually, you might want to just call I said, are they in your car? And he said, yeah. And I said, oh, you might just call a locksmith. And he goes, how do I do that?
Oh, no.
And I said, well, just Google locksmith. He has my phone in his hand. He can easily pull it up. So I just Google locksmith. And I said, yeah. And he goes, oh, okay. So like, and then they'll just come and they can, and when I tell you that I was flabbergasted because
How did he even make it to the parking lot in the first place?
I don't know.
I'm confused.
I was also confused. And the thing about it was, I really had to kind of channel the let them because I really wanted to just grab the phone and say, here's how you do it. Let me do it. And then I thought, what good is that doing anybody? And I don't want to.
Yeah.
And I felt for him. He connected with a locksmith. I'm not sure what happened because I had to go to work, but it was just very strange to me that a grown man just was so helpless.
Yeah, I just don't understand the confusion with all of the questions.
I was happy to help. And also, gosh, he needed it. Legend has it he's still in that parking lot.
Legend says he's floating out in the Pacific somewhere because he never figured it out. No, I don't think anyone's really okay at different moments, and men are not okay in those ways. Respectfully. And again, I've said it before in other episodes, but when I say men are not okay, I'm talking about a certain man that isn't okay. I don't feel this way about like my gay guy friends or my queer friends who happen to be male or identify as male. They just are so much more resourceful. I don't ever notice them not being resourceful when I interact with them. Would you say that's true?
I think that's true. I will say I do know some women who are equally non-resourceful.
Yes.
And it makes me understand why the sort of like, here I Googled that for you website exists. But I do think that the more adversity you face culturally, the more resourceful you just need to be.
Yeah. I think I find women to be much more thoughtful, therefore more resourceful. Like, I feel like there's more going on in terms of problem solving.
Yeah.
Women are just like thinking about a million things at once. And I know that men don't do that.
Yeah. It's cis, het,
Yes.
straight, white men.
Yes. They're the ones that I find to be not okay.
The most not okay.
The most not
And then
okay.
I think it just shades down from there.
Yes.
Or up.
So I think women are also not okay. I was thinking about like how we were sharing terrible stories and your pea guy thing because a lot of people responded to us about pea guy. But I was thinking about that. It was so gross. And I had this interaction with this woman back when I was dating. This was like last year, probably almost a year ago. And it was so cuckoo bananas. And I just wanted to share. And she was not okay. Like deeply not okay. All right. Okay. So I met this woman who is also, I was really going through something last year where I was like stepping far beyond my type or what I found attractive just to kind of see this person I was not attracted to. This person I never met in person. I never went out with, actually. So we had been talking. She didn't live here. She had her pronouns, but she full on looked like a dude, like a very well dressed YSL dude, which I could appreciate the commitment to a look and the grooming. But
She was grooming you.
We had matched on, I think, Raya. It was so boring, like just the most boring interaction. And I don't know what I was doing. My bad for even being in that conversation with this person, but whatever. I don't know. I don't know. So it was so boring. And I actually had her in my phone as Cardboard Kate.
Stop.
Because that's how interesting it was. It was like talking to a piece of cardboard. It was awful. So Cardboard Kate, she had been texting me one night and I have endometriosis. So my periods are on a whole other level. And I was home not feeling well with cramps. And she was texting me and like voice noting me at that time. And it was like very like She's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm home. Like, I have really bad cramps right now. So I'm just like not feeling good. And she goes, oh, well, if I was there, I would like take care of you and like help you feel better. And I was like, oh, that's sweet, you know? And I was like, just kind of like playing into it. And I was like, I have to warn you, like, I'm a little bit of a baby when I'm sick, like, eh. And she goes, well, get yourself like a heating pad, maybe go get a massage. And then she goes, and maybe some duct tape.
What?
So I'm on the other side of the phone thinking, wait, this took a turn. Why would I go get myself duct tape? Like, what would you think?
I don't even know. I would go to kidnapping. I don't know. This is a person I've never met before. That's
Same.
creepy and weird.
Same. It was so weird. So I was like, huh, duct tape, text it back like question mark, question mark. And she was like, yeah, a little bit of duct tape for your mouth.
Ew.
I was like, for my mouth? I was so confused. And I was like sitting there with my cramps thinking,
Wait, mouth taping is a thing. Was it that?
oh no.
I didn't think so, but I was trying to offer benefit of the doubt.
For breathing?
Yeah.
No. But I didn't think that in that moment. I was very confused, but come to find out it was not that. So I was like sitting there, I'm like, is she telling me to like shut the fuck up? Like not whine? Because I told her, I was like, oh, I can be like a baby when I'm sick or something. Like, is she telling me to shut up?
Yeah.
And so she was like, yeah, a little bit of duct tape, like if you're whining. And I was like, oh, it is that. She's telling me to shut the fuck up. And so I responded with a voice note. And I was like, okay, well, because I just wanted it to go away.
Right.
And I was so confused. And I was like, oh, why am I talking to this person? Like, she's fucking weird. And so I sent a voice note and I was like, okay, well, remind me never to come to you again whenever I need help and I'm not feeling well for fear of being bound by duct tape. And that's all I said because I was just like, kind of like, you're fucking
Go
weird. Go
away.
away. She responds back and she says, oh, you want to be bound by duct tape, huh? I'll bind you up with duct tape. I'll bind your legs. I'll bind your hands. I'll bind you.
Excuse me. That went from 0 to somewhere.
We went from cardboard interaction to being like bound by duct tape by this person who is like, I've never met. I was like, hello? Like, ma'am, no, we have not. It hadn't even been flirty.
I feel like that really escalated in a very unnatural way.
I didn't say anything because I was so confused. And then she sent another one. And then she was like, sorry, I went one way with just the duct tape and then I took it to another way when I talked about binding you up. And I didn't respond. And then the next day I sent her a text and I was like, hey, like, best of luck. And she goes, no one's ever done this to me before.
No.
I was like, what? Told you that they don't want to talk to you? I highly doubt that, my dude.
So, and this is fully not to kink shame. It's just where's the conversation about
Yes. And also with kink and those conversations, trust would be established in a sexual way. We hadn't even ever met. And she hadn't even ever given me a compliment. She hadn't even ever asked me like about anything personal. It was
Well, probably because you never shut up.
if only she had that duct tape.
But yeah, no, I mean, I feel like sometimes you have those conversations and they go a different direction. But like you said, you already have that rapport. You already have that trust. You already have those.
Or we're like flirting and it like gets a little spicy and then we get there.
Yeah.
Like anything but how it happened. It was so confusing. So I just think no one is okay.
Yeah.
Like this woman, also she was older than me. She was like late 40s.
Okay.
She was not okay. So I'm not trying to just isolate men when I like go on my little like, rage venting session of how men are awful. And in many ways they are, but it's not just them.
It isn't just them. And I hate to admit that, but it's not us. We're perfectly okay.
I know I am.
We had a little break. We had to recalibrate. It is now later in the day.
It's no longer 11 a.m.
It's It's 1 p.m. Let's be honest. It's 1 p.m. We are day drinking. It's a Sunday, but we're not
It's
even
a
day
Sunday.
drinking.
We're just we needed a little bevy.
Yeah.
A little bevy.
Oh my God, I had the best. Do you know Alto?
Yes.
Okay.
I love Alto. It's like my favorite car service.
It's a really good one. And I especially love them because they will pick you up at the curb at LAX.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes. So my friend came over yesterday. We're going to go meet up with my boyfriend and a couple of other people. And we just opened White Claws. And usually you call a car, it takes a couple minutes.
Yeah.
This car was right there. And so we have our drinks. And I'm like, do you want to bring them in the car? And she's like, should we? Can we? And I said, yeah, absolutely. Because I have been in those cars when they were doing drink promotions.
Oh.
And they just hand you a drink and you can drink in the back.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like a little party bus SUV.
What a beautiful world we live in.
We do live in a beautiful world.
I'm just grateful.
No, but this guy was awesome. He's talking to his aunt and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I got to get off the phone. And I said, oh, do your thing. But I saw it was a 773 number. And I said, oh my God, are you from Chicago? He's like, no, I'm from Ohio. I'm like, oh my God, I'm from Ohio.
Oh my God.
And my friend is from Minnesota. So we were doing this like Midwestern, like happy vibe party. But this man just was the vibes and was the energy. And we were talking about all kinds of super inappropriate stuff. And we're like, oh, sorry, we're in a car. And he's like, no. And then would add his own thing, but not in a way that was creepy.
Yeah.
In a way that was just part of the conversation.
He was complimenting the conversation.
Absolutely.
In his like involvement.
Absolutely.
I love that.
He was so cool. We love a man who thinks that I'm younger than I am.
Yes.
I asked him how old he thought I was, and he told me something early 30s. I was like, well, he's like, oh my God, I'm astonished, blah, blah, blah. And I go, oh, well, Asian don't raisin. And he looks at me and he goes, you're Asian? Wait. And I said, yeah. And he looks at me in the rearview mirror. And I said, no, turn around and look at me. He takes his sunglasses off and he goes, yeah, I don't see it.
Stop.
He was like, you look really tan.
You are very tan.
I know I'm very tan.
But you also look very Asian. You are Asian presenting. Wait, is that why people think we look like alike also? Are they not seeing that you are Asian?
Do you guys think I look Asian?
Okay, I have to tell you, everybody, this is like just a little side note.
Yeah.
Everyone who like I know, like all of my clients or people I see, or like when I travel back up to Portland, they know who you are because you're like, first they always thought we were dating. They're like, who's that hot Asian girl?
Thank you, because I'm Asian.
Yes, but they also, I've been hearing a lot, like Jade's such a fucking 10.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
no,
you guys.
I've been hearing it. I just like, do people tell you that about me? Like Lindsay's such a 10. I would like to know if they do.
So let me say that you're probably not hearing it from a demographic. I'm not hearing it from a demographic that you would be interested in.
Fair.
But all of my guy friends are like, who is that? Is she single? I'm like, well, she's not dating right now. And even if she were, she's not dating men.
Yeah.
But you have... Okay, honestly, I don't have a ton of lesbian friends either. So maybe that's part of it.
Yeah. It doesn't even matter if
no,
it's lesbian.
I don't mean that. I'm just saying, like, if I knew more, I wish I knew more people who you would be interested in, who are as interested in you as all my straight guy friends are.
Me too. I think I'm giving up on lesbians. Not like in an identity way. I just like, no one thinks I'm gay. No one believes I'm gay. I know I don't look gay. Like, to me, I have on a gay outfit today, but I just still can't, like, I don't know. I think I'm the most femme lesbian in the country. I thought I would find like cool, like feminine lesbians who like are like me when I moved to LA, and they're not here. I'm the only one. But I just thought like people would get it. They don't get it. Like, no one believes I'm gay. It's awful.
That's such a weird... It's just so weird to question somebody's identity in that way.
Okay, so this brings me to like a good little thing I've been thinking about. It's Pride Month, and it's really sad, but like I love how much community the LGBTQ plus community provides to people, all the resources, all of that. But I will say, I have never felt more ostracized by a community. Not all the time, but definitely at times. When I lived in Portland, the lesbian or gay girl community, queer girl community there was not accepting or welcoming of me whatsoever because I didn't look the part. I was very unwelcomed and I felt that all the time. And when I lived there, I did not have any queer friends. I'm trying to think as I say that. I'm like, is that true? It's true. I didn't have a single queer girl or female friend because none of them accepted me.
I am so sorry. And I hate that for you. And I don't want to make any stereotypes about that community, but I can also see where not fitting a specific,
Yeah.
stereotype or set of stereotypes would
It
sort of
exists.
disqualify you. Well, I mean, I think straight women don't really experience that. I think society kind of expects a little bit of that from straight men. I think
Yeah.
that's relaxing a lot, but I don't think straight women have much in terms of those kind of confines. Like, look at me.
Yes.
I dress like a 14-year-old boy most of the time. I'm the straightest, girliest girl.
Yes.
But like, I've never experienced somebody not wanting to let me into their community because of how I present.
Right.
Probably lots of other reasons, but not because of how I present.
Right. I never noticed it more than when I lived in Portland. When I lived in Ohio, actually, I had a lot of lesbian friends, like a lot, which is so crazy.
But didn't you say Columbus has one of the biggest pride?
Yes.
Yeah.
They have one of the biggest prides in the country. Columbus is like nestled right between Chicago and New York City.
Yeah.
It has OSU. It's
Yeah.
like this hub that's like actually pretty great if it wasn't in
In Ohio.
Okay, so this brings me to another point.
Okay.
Have you been paying attention to what is happening in gay girl pop music lately?
I think it won't surprise you to know that I have not.
Okay. Do you know who Fletcher is?
I do, because you mentioned her earlier this week and I had to do a little Google.
Okay, so let me bring you up to speed.
Please.
Fletcher is a pop star. Not a super like well-known pop star, but she opened for like Miley Cyrus at the New Year's Eve ball thing, like on national television. She has a full-on career and she has marketed herself and her identity as a queer woman and very edgy. She goes by Fletcher, not her real name, like kind of built her whole brand and her image on the backs of the queer woman community. And it's amazing. She's amazing. She's really talented. She's cool, whatever. So this last week, she has erased all of her like previous history on Instagram. It's all gone. She has come out in June, mind you, as being with a man. Her new album is called Boy. She wrote a handwritten letter that she posted on her socials, and it's also like lyrics to one of her songs, I believe. Will you still love me? Will they still love me if they know who I really am? XOXO or heart Carrie. And now all of the images.
Is that her real name?
Yeah. So now you're with a dude and you've like found yourself. Now you're happier than ever. And now because you're with a guy, you're wondering if people will love you. Like, what are you talking about? This doesn't exist for women who are in relationships with men. They don't wonder if the world will accept them. Like, bitch, hello.
Right.
And I think probably what she's saying is, will the gay community accept
I'm sure
me?
that's.
But yes, of course we will. I know I would. I also know, like what I was just saying, how judgmental the gay community can be at times, but also how accepting. So I get the duality of it. But when you build your whole brand,
That's it.
And then you erase it.
That's what's standing out to me is the erasure.
It's the branding with the marketing and during Pride Month and this like complete 180.
I've got to wonder what she's thinking, because I wonder how much of this is strategic and how much of this is just coming from some, emotional place. Because I feel like I can't really think of a case, honestly, for doing this other than, I don't know, is she embarrassed about it? Does she feel some sort of way about the fact that she kind of built her career on the back of a queer identity, which is not at all to question her queer identity and that
Right.
authenticity.
And no one's questioning that.
Right.
It's her way of going about this, like releasing this new music and her new image. It's completely different. And she's been quiet on socials. She erases everything. And it's all about a boy. It's called Boy. It's just such a hard shift. And it feels insulting.
I think the biggest thing that stands out for me is the name change, right? Because I think like the fluidity of sexuality makes complete sense to me. But
Yes.
the name change, the erasure, those are things that are very perplexing.
Yes. And also, like, a lot of queer people do end up changing their names because, they don't feel as connected to their like very feminine name that they were given at birth. And so maybe it's something different, or maybe that name is tied to a lot of trauma. But this going back
Back.
is so bizarre to me, coupled with like, it's just feels like such poor marketing and such poor taste. It feels so icky. You couldn't wait till July?
Wait, have you seen there was a trend on Instagram and probably TikTok even before that with gay women asking what's your stud name and then what's your real name?
Yes, no, I saw this. It was so funny. I'm wondering why those videos don't pop up for me anymore. Watch, now they will. But they were all over TikTok. Yes, it's so good.
What's your stud name? Big Dog. What's your real name?
Nancy.
They're so good.
They're so good.
What's your stud name?
I don't know.
I can't imagine. Like,
I don't think
you're
I could
so
ever
far
have.
from having a stud.
I just go by my name. It works for me. See, that's what I mean. There's not an ounce of like recognizable gayness here. It's so crazy. I'm not unaware. Actually, want to hear something crazy too?
Yeah.
With Fletcher. So remember Therapy Girl who I dated last year for like 3 months?
Yeah.
Well, we went to Ohio for the day one day, like in November, and we saw Fletcher there with a guy, with her boyfriend.
No.
And one of the lyrics in this new song, and one of it was like, I've been hiding in Northern California, na na na, like doing my own thing. And I'm like, yeah, girl, I saw you with your boyfriend. No one cares.
That's the
We
thing.
don't care. You don't, it's, shut up.
I just feel like, again, it goes back to sexuality being very fluid. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
It's that other part of, are you erasing this entire part of your identity that you have truly, literally capitalized on?
Yes, you've built a whole career and brand on, and now that person's gone. It feels like, and people, and like the music she has created has been all about like that woman loving woman experience and like that queer experience. And to have it just erased feels like, oh, like we're not allowed to connect to this music now. Like you've like erased it. Like it just feels, it makes all of it feel so inauthentic.
I do think it's really important to at least vocalize this, to just express a lot of gratitude and admiration for all of the civilians who've been protesting this weekend and fighting back against ICE.
Oh my God.
Y'all know we live in LA, and there's been a big push this past week, of ICE raids and just some really, really cruel, inhumane stuff happening. And so I think it's just really awesome how many civilians and community members and just bystanders have been active in pushing those ICE officers back, in protecting their fellow citizens, and just doing what they can at the level of civil disobedience to keep people in their neighborhoods safe.
Yeah, it's really, really heavy. It's really scary. The fact that current, I can't even say his name. The current administration is sending in 2,000 National Guard troops. That last happened when the George Floyd protests are happening. And that was right before I moved here. And I cannot imagine the fear that other people are facing or going through, and families and children and mothers. I just like, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And it's a very scary time.
Honestly, you guys, we're back with some low vibes because we just had another tech issue.
Part 3, low.
Low vibes, lower tolerance.
How low do you think they go?
I don't want to know, but I bet we could get so low.
I have something, though, that I really do want to manifest for us.
Okay.
I really want us to have a studio. Yes. A podcast recording studio, like the setup, the vibes, the lighting, all of it.
Yes, and a team.
A team.
Yes. A producer and an editor. We want this for us. We want this for you guys. Like, we want it to be top notch.
Yes. And it's going to be.
It will be.
I'm just so tired. No, I'm not going to tell. You know how tired we are. We're going to get a studio, Jade. We're going to get a studio. It's going to be so cute.
Oh my God, lots of pink.
Lots of pink. Every time we step in there, we're going to look insanely gorgeous.
Yes, we already do.
Yes, but even better in the studio because it's going to be our little sanctuary. Yeah, I do too. I can't wait.
Coke.
Lots of Diet Coke, a cute little pink Smeg fridge with like all of our Diet Cokes and maybe some of these.
I like those. Or what is it? Cutwater? High Noon.
High Noons.
High Noon, White Claw, and lovely red wine.
And a little wine cellar like in the back.
And water.
Maybe. But we're doing a good job. I'm still proud of us.
We're doing our best.
Yeah.
Our best can just get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
I feel
ahead.
it can get our vibes up.
Tell me.
Let's do our lightning rounds.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so we're doing if it's in honor of pride, right?
Yes.
If it's straight or gay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Boba.
Gay.
Coquette.
Gay.
Slime.
Ew.
I know.
Gay.
Espresso martini.
Gay. Maybe that's just because I like them. I actually think they're straight. I take it back. That one's straight. Espresso martini straight.
Skims.
Straight.
Capybara.
Oh, gay. Those are so cute.
They are cute. Y2K generally.
Gay, for sure.
Charcuterie.
Oh, straight.
Cowboy boots.
Straight.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm from Montana.
Okay, fair. Matcha.
Gay.
Lions.
Gay.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like some of those could be, like fluid.
Okay, so you have 10 things and it could be anything and you're going to ask me straight or gay?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. These are so funny. Air fryer.
Straight.
I agree. Pink Starburst.
Gay.
Yeah. Negroni.
Gay.
Yeah. Froyo.
Straight.
Mason jar.
So straight.
Mob wife. Yeah, I agree. Olive oil.
Straight.
Crystals.
Fluid.
I don't know what that is. Kombucha?
Straight.
I agree. It's like so straight. It's like straight with a beard.
Correct.
Okay, one more. Cloud bread.
What is that?
Something. Oh, I should have skipped that one. It was viral on TikTok. I'm so sorry.
Oh, then gay.
Oh my gosh, that was fun.
That was fun.
I like it. I feel like we could do those every month for a different theme. This one, if it's straight or gay. Next month, we'll figure it out. But I love our lightning rounds.
Well, you're gay and I'm straight, so we could just do gay or straight forever and ever.
It's perfect. Oh my God, maybe we could call it Jade or Lindsay. Okay. Today's been fun. I love our sessions. I love hanging out with you. I think that's my favorite thing about our podcast is we have scheduled special time together. Yes. It really is. And I love you so much.
I love you so much. And I really will say, going back to what you were saying at the beginning of the app about we have learned how to not kill each other.
Yes.
When doing stuff that's hard together.
Yeah.
And I am proud of us.
I am too. We learned a lot so fast. And I'm so grateful we got those little things out of the way because you guys, I think we told you maybe once we got in a fight.
It was our first fight.
Our first fight. Like we were in a fight.
We were crying.
We were crying. We were typing out responses in our notes app.
You guys, I was going through my notes app last weekend
Before we were going to Pride, we were like getting ready.
And I'm going through my notes and I find one. Hold on. Let me see. Let me read a highlight. And I'm like, I don't know who I wrote this to. I was like, it's from a couple months ago. Was I breaking up with somebody? What was I saying?
Jade's laying on my bed. I'm in my bathroom doing my makeup. And she's like, I just found this like notes app thing. And like, who was this? Because I wasn't dating so-and-so. It wasn't with this. And I'm like, when was it? It was like a month ago. And
clearly, there's a lot. I'm starting midstream, but clearly there's a lot happening with this asynchronous communication. But I've been bummed about the ways we've talked to each other, and I thought I'd put it behind us. But man, if the shoe were on the other foot, I'd be giving you more grace and benefit of the doubt. Girl, what? We were just at each other's throats.
we were. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
I'm totally past it.
No, I'm totally past it. And I didn't bring this up to like dredge up old things.
No, I know, but it's just so funny because then she was like reading it on my bed and she's like, who was this? And I was like, was it me? This wasn't a breakup text. You were fighting with a significant other. You were fighting with me and we died.
You are a significant other.
I am.
Yes.
I'm the most significant other.
You are.
Yes.
Yes.
Let it be known. So I'm so proud of us because that is so in the past.
Oh, it's so in the past.
Yeah.
And I love you.
I love you too. Okay. Circling back to everything we kind of touched on. Stay vigilant.
Yes.
Stay gay. Stay aware.
Or be gayer.
Be gayer.
Be gayer.
That's such better advice. Be gayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And keep the high vibes vibing.
And your tolerance low.
Yeah, just like us. Yeah. We love you guys so much. Until next time.
Stay vibey.
Bye.